Good evening, ma'am. My name is Swati Yadav from 5.8 and my roll number is 5417. My assignment is on topic Artin-Wedderburn theorem. Now the main highlights of my theorem is introduction, theorem, lemma used, lemma 1, remark, lemma 2, proof of the theorem, some examples, references and external links. Now the introduction is in algebra. The Artin-Wedderburn theorem is a classification theorem for semi-simple rings and semi-simple algebras. The theorem states that an Artinian semi-simple ring R is isomorphic to a product of finitely many Ni by Ni metric rings over division rings Di for some integer Ni, both of which are uniquely determined by the permutation of the index I. Now the Artin-Wedderburn theorem. The statement of the theorem is let R be a ring satisfying the descending chain condition on left ideals and with no two-sided ideals except 0 and R. Then there exists a positive integer n such that for any minimal non-trivial left ideal L of R the following hold. First, R is isomorphic to a direct sum of n copies of L. Second, if D is equals to end L, then D is a skew field and L is an n-dimensional vector space over D. Third, R is isomorphic to and L. Then the lemma used in this theorem is square's lemma. If L is a simple R module, then and L is a skew field. Proof: since and L is a ring, it suffices to see that every non-zero endomorphism phi belongs to and L is invertible, that is an automorphism of L. Now, kernel phi is a submodule of L, and if phi is equals to 0, then kernel phi is equals to L. So kernel phi is equal to 0 since L is simple, thus phi is monic. Likewise, phi of L is a submodule of L, and if phi is equals to 0, then phi of L is equals to 0. So phi of L is equals to L since L is simple. Thus phi is surjective. So phi is an automorphism of L and thus is invertible in and L. The lemma first is if M is a cyclic left R module satisfying the descending chain condition on some modules and generated by a set of isomorphic copies of a single R module S, then M is isomorphic to a direct sum of finitely many copies of S. Then proof of the theorem is let M generates M. By Jordan's theorem, Jordan's lemma, there exists a submodule M dash contained in M maximal with respect to the property that M divides belongs to M dash. Then M divides M dash is a simple R module since any proper submodule would have the form M double dash divides M dash, where M dash contains in M double dash contains in M and small m belongs to M double dash. so that m double dash is equals to m dash by the maximality of m dash. Furthermore, since m is generated by isomorphic copies of S, there must exist a submodule of M such that S dash belong isomorphic to S and S dash contains in M dash. The restriction of the quotient map phi such that M belongs to M mod M dash to S dash is non-trivial. Since S dash and M mod M dash are simple, by conclude that phi of S dash is equals to M mod M dash. This says that M is equals to M dash plus S dash, but M dash intersection S dash and S dash is simple. So M dash intersection S dash is equals to 0, and thus M is equals to M dash direct sum S dash. Now M dash is a homomorphic image of M, hence is cyclic. So the same argument shows that there is a direct sum decomposition M dash is equals to M double dash plus S double dash for some simple S double dash. By the descending chain condition, the chain M factorial, M dash factorial, M double dash factorial up to so on must eventually reach 0, and M is equals to S0 plus S double dash up to so on Sn. Now there is a remark. Now the lemma 2. Let R be a ring and L be a left R module and D is equals to end L. If R Ln for some n, then L is a free D module having a basis of n elements and R isomorphic to end L. Proof. Let theta such that Ln tending to R be n R linear isomorphism, and let Ln we claim that U1 up to so on Un is a D basis for L. Fix 1 belongs to L. For k varies from 1 to n, define del k such that L tending to L by del k x is equals to theta of 0 up to so on x. Thus, since this can be done for every belongs to L, it follows that U1 up to so on Un span L as a D module. Now if M is equals to x1 up to so on xn belongs to Ln and R is equals to theta m, then x1 up to so on xn is equals to M is equals to theta R into 1 up to so on belongs to Ln. In particular, for any given I and xi, applying this where xj is equals to 0 for all j is equals to I, show that there exists R belongs to R such that Ri is equals to xi and Ruj is equals to 0. It follows that U1 up to so on Un are linearly independent over D. In fact, consider a linear relation del 1 U1 up to so on del n Un is equals to 0. Fix I and xi. Then 0 is equals to R del 1 U1 plus del n Un is equals to P del j is equals to del I xi. Since xi can be arbitrary element of L, this shows that del I is equals to 0. Thus Ui up to so on Un are linearly independent over D, and since we have seen that they span L as a D module, they are a D basis for L. Hence, L is a free D module will rank N. Now let phi belongs to and L. Choosing xi is equals to phi ui for all I. The above calculation shows that there exists R belongs to R such that phi of ui is equals to R ui for all I. Since u1 up to so on un span L as a D module and left multiplication by R is D linear, it follows that phi of x is equals to Rx for all x belongs to L. Multiplication by R. Furthermore, R is unique since if Rx is equals to R dash x for all x belongs to L in an isomorphism. Thus, every phi belongs to and L is given by left multiplication by a unique R belongs to R, so that and L are isomorphic to R. Now, proof of the theorem. If L is a minimal left ideal in R, then the left ideal in R generated by LR for all R belongs to R is quickly seen to be a non-trivial two-sided ideal. Hence, by hypothesis, must be R itself. Since L is a simple R module, the R linear map given by X tending to XR is an isomorphic from L to LR by Square's lemma. Thus, R is generated by isomorphic copies of L. So, by lemma first, R isomorphic to Ln for some n. Clearly, n is the length of R as a left R module, hence is unique. By Square's lemma, D is equals to and L is a skew field, and by lemma second, R isomorphic to and L has dimensions n over D. Now some examples related to the theorem. Let R be the field of real numbers, C be the field of complex number, and hence H the quaternions. Now there are some references and external links related to the theorem. Thanks.